everyone. Today we are going to be finding the area of a triangle formula. We're going to figure out where it came from. We're going to know how to use it. We're going to be plotting points on a coordinate grid or the Cartesian grid. And then we're going to practice finding the area of the shapes that we develop on that Cartesian grid. So let's start off with a rectangle. If I were to ask you to find me the area of this rectangle, hopefully you would tell me that it would be the length times the width. So let's say that the length of this rectangle is 10 inches and the width is 8 inches. So the area of this rectangle would be length times width, 10 times 8, giving me a total of 80 inches squared. However, what does a rectangle have to do with a triangle? A triangle is half of a rectangle. So if I were to draw a line like this is probably the easiest way to look at it. There's my triangle right here. If I were to still multiply that 10 times 8 and get 80, is that going to give me the area of this triangle? No. What is it? 10 times 8 is this entire rectangle, but by drawing this line, I create two congruent triangles. So if the whole thing is 80, what is the area of this triangle? So the area of this triangle is 40 inches squared. So mathematically speaking, what did we do? First, we took the length, we multiplied it by the width, and then we divided all of that by 2 to give us the area of the triangle. And that is one formula or one way of finding the area of a triangle. The other way is, let's take a look at the area or the length and the width. This is 10, this is 8. We multiplied those two together, divided by 2 to get 40. What if I took half of this number here? What's half of 8? 4. What's 4 times 10? 40. So that works. I could take half of the width, multiply it by the length to get the area. Does it work the other way around? What's half of 10? What is that 5 times the 8? Again, 40. So another way of writing area of a triangle would be to take half the base and multiply it by the height. Now, it doesn't matter what we call these dimensions. That's really an arbitrary title. This could be the base because it's on the bottom at the moment. This could be the base because it's shorter. The key part, though, in knowing the difference between your dimensions on a triangle is those two dimensions must always create a 90-degree angle. This line and this line are said to be perpendicular to each other. So let's take a look at a couple other triangles. So here is another rectangle that I drew. I drew 2 lines this time to create 3 triangles. If I were to cut these out, this triangle and this triangle together would equal that triangle. I'll show you. So here's that first triangle. They were here. But if I were to take these two and flip them like this, this triangle is congruent to this triangle, showing me that they were half of the original rectangle. Let me pull this one aside though, and I'll take the other 2 pieces to the side for a second. I don't necessarily have, like I did on this triangle, that beautiful 90-degree angle in the corner. What I would have to do on a triangle that doesn't have that 90-degree corner is I need to make it. So I'm going to take this as my base at the moment, and I am going to draw a perpendicular line to it, creating that 90-degree angle. So then this line right here would be my base, and this line here would be my height. I must have a perpendicular line. Perpendicular means two lines that are intersecting each other, creating a 90-degree angle. Remember that little square in the corner means 90 degrees. And then these two would be the two dimensions I would use to calculate the area of this triangle. If I'm to flip it over, you and I had just done it here, and we said that this was the base. Well, what if I said this was the base? It still works. I need to draw that 90-degree angle, having those perpendicular lines to show here's my base, here's my height. So that's the key, is having those 90-degree angles to have the two dimensions to calculate the area. All right, so what I would like you to do next is get out your notebook, get a ruler and something to write with, and we're going to move on to step 2, which is drawing a coordinate grid and putting some points on it.